In this video, I'm waffling with a cup of coffee in hand. Roll titles. Hi YouTube, Brian James, I'm Mega 4/3 guy with you once again, and back for a little bit of a waffle. Yes, I do waffle. I know, I'll get this out of the way because people have accused me of waffling. I'll tell you why I waffle. Because I'm not a big celebrity. I don't do this as a big TV celebrity. I'm not here to be super slick. I'm not here as a super slick salesman. I'm on this because I have an enjoyment about what I do for photography and enjoyment in the videos, and I enjoy sitting down chatting to my friends. And you, on the other side of that bit of glass over there, hello, you're my friends. You're the people who watch my videos, you're the people who give me the support when I'm feeling a bit down, and you're the people who leave the comments below. And if you do want to leave a comment below on any of my videos, please do. And while you're down there, click the subscribe button, because it costs nothing, and all it does is put you into a list on your machine where it just sees my videos come up. Give me a thumbs up as well, that really helps. But yes, I waffle a little bit because what I'm doing is I'm just having a chat with my friends. If I'm doing a review of something, I'm telling you what I think of that bit of kit. But these are my little chats. So yeah, you're here for a waffle. If you don't like the waffle, then I'm probably the wrong channel for you. However, the ones who do come because you like a bit of friendly banter, a bit of friendly chat, you're welcome. It's good to see you. So what's been going on? Well, it's been a while since I did one of these videos properly. I don't tend to do them so much at the minute, mainly because the sun's so low in the sky. I'm sitting in the car and quite often you don't get decent light. But I've also been rather low. If you remember when I went to Cyprus in November, my feet were quite bad, being bitten, and that stopped me walking, and that meant I got some fluid retention, all sorts of things, and it culminated in a fortnight ago in the bottom of my legs being in an incredible state with wounds and things like that, and it just weren't healing from November, which rather worried me. So I booked myself into the accident emergency. Well, it wasn't accident emergency, it was one of the out-of-hours doctor's units. And they diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes. Fairly early stage, but still serious enough to take seriously. I know it's a very common issue with an awful lot of people, so I'm certainly not alone, and I'll be preaching to an awful lot of the converted here. But I think I'd known about it for a good while, but I just didn't have the guts to admit it to myself or to get anything done. Well, this was a bit of a threshold I went past, so I'm now on a diet. As you probably can tell, I only ever show myself from here upwards because I'm a bit embarrassed about the huge gut below. I'm too large, and I need to go on a diet, and I've dieted before, and I've been slim before. And I've been told that the diet will probably be the thing which will put the diabetes into remission. But it's because of diabetes that they say that these wounds haven't been healing. So hence why I've not been out and about so much. I've been a little bit low with it. But it's also why I'm on a diet, drinking black coffee with no sugar. Now you can see the black coffee in there from a certain coffee vendor. Just have another quick sip. And that's where I am at the moment. But apart from that, in fairly good health. So starting to pick up a little bit. Of course, we'll be going back to Cyprus, back to the sunshine in a few weeks' time. This time for a rather important birthday for my good lady, Mrs. 4/3, who assures me that it's going to be her 21st birthday, which was before we got married. So I haven't quite sussed that out. Maybe we need to add a few decades on top of that one. But it's going to be a major birthday for her, and also going out with my granddaughter for her 7th birthday, which is going to be fun. But this time we're going out to Cyprus for a holiday rather than looking for where to live and things like that. So that's going to be enjoyable. Hopefully get some more videos out from that. And I've got some more videos in the pipeline. I did one yesterday, which is only at the moment able to be seen by my higher level Patreon subscribers. So if you would like to see those videos, it's going to be released around about the end of the month. It's a review on a lens which has been out a few years, but a very good lens, a professional type lens, and it's a lens which I've never had the opportunity to try before properly. So that'll be coming out for you in about a fortnight's time. But my YouTube Patreons, my Patreon patrons, I've already had the opportunity to see it. It came out yesterday. And on the thing of reviews, I've been very lucky, because I did a video a little while ago saying about my attitude to reviews after I tested the Xeon M20C, and really good little light. Well, I did say then that I only review things which I have an interest in, and I've been given a couple of products which you'll find out when they put the reviews out, which I've been busily using, busily reviewing, and both of which I'm really happy with. One, I was out doing some filming for this afternoon, and it is absolutely freezing outside, so I've come down to town to get this cup of coffee and to warm up. But I've been doing a review on one of the things this afternoon. The other one I'm really excited about, which is some lighting equipment. If you haven't seen my review on the M20C from Xeon, please have a look. I'll put a link above, because there wasn't a huge amount of people watch it, but it could be one of those sort of lighting solutions, not just for video photographers, but also for still photographers, which is absolutely groundbreaking if you wanted to be used in this way. It's a fantastic little bit of kit, and I've used it a couple of times on still shoots. I've been using it instead of strobes. Speaking of which, I've also got a strobe light to review as well. I haven't even started doing that one. I've got lots, but that's one I've bought myself. But the two things that I've got sponsorship for, when I say sponsorship, they've sent me the equipment through to try and review. I'm really impressed with them. One of them I find it very difficult to work out how to put into a reasonable review video, though. It's really doing my mind in, because there's so much to the product that's untrue. What else has happened? Well, obviously, I've said it a couple of times in previous videos, I had the opportunity, a fantastic opportunity, which I'm very humbled about being chosen for this, to be one of the photographers which was featured on Rob Treck's Micro Four Thirds annual meetup this year, the sixth one. This time it was done into two sections, and I was on with some of my YouTube Micro Four Thirds heroes, almost, you could say them. Robin Wong, Matty Solanto, Ben Chappelle, Peter Forsgaard, myself and Rob were on the first one, and all people I really look up to, all people whose opinions I have a vast regard for, and I was humbled to be part of that. And one of the beauties of it was we weren't just concentrating on the gear, we were talking about photography as well. And the second one of these, which was done, had people like Emily and Martina on, and a few other people on that one. I can't remember. I listened to what they were talking about, and we're talking about the state of Micro Four Thirds, which I'll come to in a moment. But we were also talking about taking photographs and the actual photography side rather than the gear side. And so much of the time on YouTube, we're forced almost into talking about gear. But the reason that most of us, including the people, maybe especially the people that I was just referring to there on the video with me, on the live stream with me, they're photographers. They're people who take photographs, who get that kick out of capturing an image, creating an image, saving an image. And the conversation on both of the live streams that Rob did were very much centered around that, and very much centered around the idea of being photographers rather than talking about the gear that we have. Now, obviously, gear did come into it. We just had some major releases with the EM1 Mark II, the 9-18 Mark II, and the 150-600 lens, all from OM System. But they were sort of mentioned, but the reality is it was about photography. And I think sometimes we forget that. We forget that sometimes we take a camera out to tell a story, to record a story. We take a camera out to create an image, to do something pleasing on the eye, to capture a moment, to create a style. All those things go into photography. And it was just a joy to be able to talk about those. Now, as I said, we did talk to a degree about the gear, and part of the thing was about the state of Micro Four Thirds. And in the whole time I've been shooting Micro Four Thirds, and let's get the term right if we can. Micro Four Thirds. Micro Four Thirds does not mean it is a small inferior system. The sensor in Micro Four Thirds cameras is the same size as the sensor in a 4 thirds camera. And if you remember Olympus, their main range was the E series range, which used 4 thirds sensors. It's a different ratio to what you get in the full frame and aps-c. It is a 4:3 ratio as opposed to a 3:2 ratio. But more importantly, the sensor is a good sensor. The micro part came when we got rid of having to have a mirror box, when we could actually have mirrorless cameras where the whole lens could be much smaller and closer in towards the sensor, when the whole camera body could be smaller. That's the micro in Micro Four Thirds, not the sensor, but everything else became downsizable with the same quality, if not better. And of course, from those E-series cameras, the quality has gone through the roof. It's far, far superior to anything they had then insofar as technical qualities. But micro does not mean inferior. Micro just means physical size on the outside. Same size sensor, same quality, in fact better. But all the time I've been shooting Micro Four Thirds since about 2017, 2018, I've had a great belief in the system. I've always had this system. I've fought tooth and nail that the system is sustainable and supportable. But now I'm seeing what I consider a lack of R&D put into it. I'm seeing sales difficulties being put in. We discussed this on some of the live streams. And for the first time, I'm worried about Micro Four Thirds as a format for its longevity. Now, I'm actually in a lucky position. I'm 62 years old. This will be the camera system I'll probably take to my grave. Mainly for the fact that I don't know how long I'll be around. I could be around another 5 years. I could be around another 30 years. I don't know. But I like the system. And I also feel that the technical side of photography, the technical side of cameras, has gone to limits which are way beyond the capabilities of me and indeed most other photographers. So I can get everything I want and more out of the cameras that I already have. Yes, there'll be little features which will make certain things easier to achieve, but not necessarily a better shot. So for me, yes, I do want a camera system which is going to be sustainable. I do want it to be supportable. I want it so that the manufacturers will be there to fix it when it goes bad. But if the two main manufacturers pulled out of Micro Four Thirds today, OM System or Lumix, and they pulled out altogether and never produced another camera, we've got things like the OM1 Mark II and the G9 Mark II and the upcoming GH7, which are incredible cameras, which will do more than I can ever want them to do. And the second-hand market is so buoyant and so full of fantastic gear with fantastic quality lenses that even if I can't get something like my EM1 Mark II fixed, there are so many used cameras out in the market which I can replace the bodies with easily, and they'll be around for years. So I really don't have a worry. I can carry on taking my photographs even if the manufacturers aren't there. Do I want them not to be there? Of course not. I want those manufacturers to succeed because they are going to keep this format vibrant and going to keep interest in, going to keep more and more sales going, and hopefully attract more people to Micro Four Thirds, not less. But I do have a worry about that. I'm not seeing a huge amount of R&D put into these by these manufacturers. And yes, R&D is expensive, but these people they know what their market is, and if they can't keep competing there, then maybe there is a reason for it. It could be marketing, it could be the lack of movement, but the fact is, I'm going to stick with Micro Four Thirds for as long as I can. Does that mean I'm not going to try another camera system? Of course I will. I'm always trying other camera systems. I like playing with cameras, but as my main system, what Micro Four Thirds gives now is probably everything it's going to need for good in the future. Remember, I still shoot film occasionally. And the film camera I've got is over 40 years old. I bought it in 1979, 1980. And I still shoot that camera, an Olympus OM1N. So just because something's old doesn't mean to say it can't give fantastically pleasing results. So there we are on that. So what else has been happening? We've talked about my health. We've talked about the Rob Trek videos. We've talked about the state of Micro Four Thirds. We've talked about me waffling. And I think it's probably time to stop waffling. So I'm going to carry on with my coffee. I'm going to get myself home. I'm going to edit the videos I've been doing today because it'll be nice and warm in the house to do that. And I'm going to bid you, my friends who I waffle to, a very good night. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Oh, before I go, these wonderful people, I did mention about Patreon patrons, but these wonderful people here are my Patreon patrons. And if you're not one of them, it's worth joining up, because you get things like some of the videos a little bit earlier than everybody else does, a couple of weeks earlier than people do, than others do on some specials. And not only that, I occasionally just throw other bits and pieces in as well. If you just want to give me a bit of one-off support, then there's a PayPal link below where you can buy me a coffee. Thank you very much. Or also the super thanks below. And to all the people who have supported the channel in that way, thank you so much, because it does make a huge difference. Even just to pay for the parking ticket I got the other day. Yeah, sometimes going out to take videos can be costly. Till the next time, bye-bye.